In 1985, a man walked into a pawn shop with his grandfather's rifle. The dealer offered $300. He took it. Today, that rifle is worth $2,500, 8 times the money, gone. This pattern repeats across America. Thousands sold early without knowing what they held. A shotgun worth $400 became worth $2,000. Today, we're counting down 10 firearms that became gold mines, guns that rewarded patience. Let's count them down from number 10 to number 1. Number 10. Springfield Model, 1861 rifle. The Springfield Model, 1861, was the primary rifle of the Civil War. Over 1 million were manufactured for the Union Army. Soldiers called it reliable. Enemies called it accurate. Today, collectors call it gold. Back in 1970, gun shops had stacks of these rifles. You could walk out with one for under $200. They weren't considered valuable. They were surplus military hardware. Nobody thought they'd become sought-after collectibles. But times changed. Supplies dwindled. History became fashionable. A Springfield Model 1861 in good condition now sells for $2,000 to $8,000, depending on what shape it's in. Original examples with matching components bring the highest prices. If you have the original bayonet and scabbard, add another $500 to $1,500. Factory cartouches on the stock prove authenticity and boost value significantly. The craftsmanship on these rifles impressed soldiers at the time. The 3-band design distributed weight evenly. The lock mechanism proved reliable in wet weather and mud. Mechanics still talk about the smoothness of the action on well-maintained examples. Condition matters more than you'd think. A rifle that looks beat up might sell for $2,000. The same rifle with 90% of its finish intact could bring $5,000. Documented service history, like a soldier's name carved into the stock, adds substantial premiums. Civil War provenance changes everything. Supply keeps shrinking as these rifles age. Most surviving examples stayed in collections since they were recovered. The ones on the market now face serious competition from buyers. Prices have climbed steadily for 2 decades and show no sign of stopping. Anyone who sold one before 2000 probably still regrets it. Number 9. Savage Model 99 rifle. The Savage Model 99 was a marvel of American engineering. John Browning's design influenced it. Savage built it for over 70 years. From 1899 to 1981, manufacturers pumped out hundreds of thousands. In 1990, you could find a clean Savage 99 for $300 to $400. They weren't flashy. They weren't famous. They were just solid hunting rifles that worked. Gun dealers kept them on the used rack because nobody wanted them. Serious hunters preferred the Winchester Model 70. Collectors overlooked them entirely. Today, a decent Savage 99 costs $800 to $900. Rare caliber versions jump to $1,000 or more. The .358 Winchester versions sell for $1,500 to $3,000. Limited production runs and special editions command even higher prices. A pristine example with original box and paperwork can exceed $2,000. The lever action design set these rifles apart. The rotary magazine was innovative. The balance was perfect for field hunting. Shooters who owned them loved them. But most didn't recognize their long-term value. Pre-million serial number examples bring premiums. Guns manufactured before serial number 1 million are rarer and more sought after. Rifles with lever safeties and cartridge counters on the left side attract serious collectors. Original finishes matter. Refinished examples lose serious money. The market discovered these rifles slowly. Prices started climbing in the 2000s. By 2015, people realized what they'd missed. Now prices creep upward every year. A person who sold a nice Savage 99 in 1995 for $400 is looking at current values north of $1,000. The multiplication factor is hard to ignore. Number 8. Parker Shotgun. Parker shotguns were made by a company that understood quality. Each gun was a custom-built tool. No two were identical. Each came with its own personality. Parker built these shotguns from 1869 to 1934. Over 250,000 left the factory. Many still work today. In the 1980s, Parker shotguns sat neglected in gun shops. They were old. They were different. Modern shotguns seemed better. Nobody paid attention. Prices hovered around $400 to $600 for average examples. You could buy quality Parkers without spending real money. A Parker shotgun today costs $12,000 on average for a good example. Exceptional specimens exceed $15,000. Limited production runs and rare variations push prices even higher. Some pristine examples have sold for $20,000 at auction. The transformation in value is remarkable. The craftsmanship explains everything. Hand-fitted barrels gave superior patterns. The wood-to-metal fit was tight. The engraving often featured quality artistry. Each Parker was built with pride. The company refused to cut corners. That philosophy still resonates with collectors today. Grade matters significantly. Grade 0 and Grade 1 examples start around $5,000. Grade 2 and Grade 3 models range from $8,000 to $12,000. The rarest grades exceed $15,000. Gauge affects value too. 20-gauge Parkers bring premiums over 12-gauge. 28-gauge and .410 bore examples command top dollar. Condition is critical. Most Parkers were hunting guns. Most show honest wear. A Parker with 60% finish might sell for $8,000. The same gun with 90% finish could bring $15,000. Unfired examples with original cases are extremely rare and command museum-level prices. Anyone who sold a nice Parker before 1990 missed the appreciation completely. These shotguns became legendary slowly. By the time the market noticed, prices had already tripled. Number 7. Winchester Model 1873 Rifle. The Winchester Model 1873 was called the gun that won the West. It deserved the title. From 1873 to 1923, Winchester manufactured over 720,000 examples. Cowboys, soldiers, and hunters all trusted this rifle. 50 years ago, the Model 1873 was worthless. Gun shops couldn't give them away. Nobody wanted old lever-action rifles when modern bolt-actions existed. Prices sat at $150 to $300. Anyone could afford one. Nobody thought they should. A Winchester 1873 in good condition now sells for $1,500 to $3,000. Excellent examples bring $3,000 to $5,000. Museum-quality rifles exceed $8,000. The jump in value happened gradually but relentlessly over the past 30 years. The simplicity of the design was revolutionary for its time. The toggle link action was strong and reliable. The rifle handled everything from .44 40 ammunition to .38 40 rounds. It was versatile. It was dependable. It became legendary. Several factors drive modern prices. Historical significance matters enormously. The Model 1873's role in westward expansion fascinates collectors. Documented military service increases value substantially. A rifle carried by a famous gunslinger or soldier could bring premium prices. Original finishes are everything. The case-hardened color on the receiver tells a story. Factory blue on the barrel should be even. Original wood shouldn't be refinished. An original finished rifle might be worth 4 times what a refinished example brings. Rare calibers command premiums. The .38 40 Winchester and .44 40 Winchester versions are more desirable than the common offerings. Special order features like fancy wood or vernier sights add value. Early production guns from the 1870s and 1880s bring more than later examples. Anyone who sold a nice Model 1873 before 2000 watched prices climb beyond their wildest expectations. These rifles represent a time period that fascinates modern collectors. Supply is finite. Demand never stops. Number 6. Browning Auto 5 Shotgun. John Browning invented the first successful semi-automatic shotgun. The Browning Auto 5 was his masterpiece. Produced from 1902 to 1998, nearly 3 million left factories across the world. Belgium, America, and Japan all manufactured them. 30 years ago, a Browning Auto 5 wasn't special. You could buy one for $200 to $400. They were just old shotguns. Plenty existed. Nobody collected them seriously. Gun stores had stacks of them gathering dust. Today, a Belgian-made Auto 5 in good condition sells for $800 to $1,200. Excellent examples bring $1,200 to $1,800. The rare Light 20 variant commands $1,500 to $2,500. Commemorative editions and special productions exceed $300. The market for these shotguns transformed completely. The long recoil system was revolutionary. The barrel moved backward during firing. This design allowed the gun to function reliably with different ammunition loads. Hunters could shoot heavy shells one moment and light loads the next. The flexibility was unmatched in its era. Where it was made matters tremendously. FN Belgium production commands the highest prices. Early production with certain serial number prefixes brings premiums. Browning marked American production brings less than FN but still holds value. Moroku production from Japan commands moderate prices. Original boxes and paperwork increase value noticeably. Factory documentation adds $100 to $300. Matching original stocks and forearms are expected. Wrong parts diminish appeal to serious collectors. Number 5. M1 Garand Rifle. The M1 Garand was America's primary rifle in World War II. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. Over 5 million were manufactured. It served in wars and conflicts across 70 years. In 1975, you could buy an M1 Garand for $100 to $200. The government still had thousands in military warehouses. No shortage existed. These were surplus military rifles. Collectors ignored them. Shooters bought them for plinking, not investment. An M1 Garand today sells for $1,200 to $3,000, depending on manufacturer and condition. Winchester-made Garands command premiums, often reaching $4,000 to $6,000. Sniper variants with original scopes exceed $8,000. The multiplication in value is staggering. The pedigree explains the transformation. These rifles fought in the Pacific and European theaters. Soldiers carried them through mud, snow, and jungle. Millions died under their fire. The historical weight is impossible to ignore. Collectors recognize this. Prices reflect the historical significance. Manufacturer matters enormously. Springfield Armory production is most common but still valuable. Winchester production is rarer and brings premium prices. International Harvester and Harrington and Richardson variations attract specialized collectors. Less common manufacturers command attention. Condition is critical for value. The civilian marksmanship program rates Garands by condition. Service-grade examples bring one price. Expert-grade rifles sell for significantly more. The difference between grades can be thousands of dollars. Original finish preservation is essential. Documentation increases value substantially. Military markings, cartouches, and inspector stamps authenticate provenance. CMP paperwork proves lineage. Factory correspondence proves original specifications. Collectors pay premium prices for documented examples. The supply situation changed dramatically. The CMP sold thousands of Garands to American civilians. Those supplies have dwindled. Recent shipments from the Philippines are being restored and sold, but even those will eventually exhaust. The fixed supply drives ongoing appreciation. Anyone who sold a good Garand before 2010 probably regrets it now. Number 4. SPAS-12 Shotgun. The SPAS-12 was built by Franchi in Italy as a military and police shotgun. It could fire in semi-automatic or pump-action mode. The design was innovative. The appearance was aggressive. Hollywood noticed immediately. In 2015, an SPAS-12 cost around $2,500 at auction. Decent examples were attainable for serious collectors. Supply existed. Prices seemed stable. Many gun owners ignored them as just another tactical shotgun. By 2025, an SPAS-12 in good condition sells for $3,500 to $5,000. Excellent examples bring $6,000 to $7,000. Pristine specimens exceed $10,000. The appreciation in just a decade was extraordinary. The trajectory suggests prices will keep climbing. The movie connection drives demand hard. Arnold Schwarzenegger wielded an SPAS-12 in The Terminator. Robert Muldoon used one in Jurassic Park. The shotgun appeared in countless action films. Every major video game franchise featured it. The cultural presence created collector demand that experts underestimated. The mechanical features appeal to serious shooters. The dual-mode action gives flexibility. The folding stock makes handling compact. The gas-operated system runs reliably. The integrated heat shield protects hands. Features that seemed purely tactical became desirable to collectors. Production numbers work in the collector's favor. Franchi never produced SPAS-12s in large quantities. Limited American imports under the 1994 assault weapons ban restricted availability. Production ended in 2000. Supply is genuinely limited. Every gun that exits circulation diminishes remaining stock. Variants command different prices. The folding metal stock version is most desirable and brings the highest premiums. The fixed stock version sells for less. Wooden stock variants are rarest and command collector attention. Original finish variations affect value. Nickel-plated examples are extremely rare. Condition matters substantially. These were tactical guns. Most show use. Examples with 90% finish command significant premiums. Unfired specimens with original boxes approach $10,000. The market recognizes pristine examples as increasingly scarce. Number 3. Winchester Model 70 Rifle. The Winchester Model 70 was introduced in 1936 as the rifleman's rifle. Hunters trusted it for 70 years. Pre-1964 production set the standard for American bolt-action rifles. Quality was exceptional. Prices were reasonable. In 1995, a pre-1964 Winchester Model 70 cost $400 to $800 depending on caliber and condition. They were valuable but affordable. Collectors could build meaningful collections without spending fortunes. Supply existed in the used market. Today, a pre-1964 Model 70 in good condition brings $1,500 to $3,000. Excellent examples command $3,000 to $5,000. Rare caliber variants exceed $6,000. The steady appreciation turned a once affordable rifle into a serious investment. The engineering explains the collector passion. Winchester used superior metallurgy. The controlled round feed system was revolutionary. The action was smooth. The accuracy was legendary. Pre-1964 rifles represented peak American manufacturing quality. That reputation persists today. Production changes after 1964 diminished desirability. Winchester introduced cost-cutting measures. The rifles still functioned but felt different. Collectors perceived the decline immediately. An identical rifle made in 1964 versus 1965 might differ in value by thousands. The production date matters immensely. Caliber affects value significantly. The classic .270 Winchester and .3006 bring solid prices. The rarer .257 Roberts and .300 H&H Magnum command premiums. Odd calibers attract specialized collectors willing to pay more. Standard calibers sell consistently but bring less. Stockwood quality impacts value. Original wood in excellent condition is highly desirable. Rifles with replacement stocks lose value substantially. Factory premium grades with selected wood bring higher prices. The wood appearance tells collectors about the rifle's history. Original finishes are essential. The deep blue on pre-1964 rifles is legendary. Winchester's finishing process created finishes that modern manufacturers cannot replicate. An original finished rifle might sell for double what a refinished example brings. Preservation is paramount. Scope bases and modifications diminish collector value. Unfired rifles with original boxes command top dollar. Rifles with documented accuracy records bring premiums. Factory correspondence proves original specifications. Number 2. Remington Model 11 Shotgun. John Browning's Auto 5 design was licensed to Remington. The result was the Model 11 shotgun. Production spanned from 1905 to 1947. Nearly 850,000 were manufactured. They were common. They were affordable. They were overlooked. 40 years ago, a Remington Model 11 sold for $150 to $300. They were surplus guns. The military used some, hunters used others. Nobody collected them seriously. Gun shops had multiple examples gathering dust. A Model 11 today sells for $600 to $1,200 in good condition. Excellent examples bring $1,200 to $1,800. Rare variants and early production models exceed $2,000. The appreciation has been steady and significant. The design was identical to Browning's Auto 5, but with different markings. Remington licensed the patent and manufactured their version. The shotguns function identically. The build quality matches the original. Collectors recognize this and demand Remington examples at reasonable premiums to Browning versions. Earlier production is more desirable. Model 11s from the 1910s and 1920s command higher prices than 1930s and 1940s production. Pre-World War II examples bring more than post-war versions. Original finishes tell the story. A Model 11 with original finish sells quickly. Number 1. Weatherby Mark V Rifle Roy. Weatherby designed a Magnum rifle that hunters still clamor for today. The Mark V was introduced in 1957. The design featured a unique bolt face and radial ejection system. Production continues, but early examples are most collectible. In 1985, a Weatherby Mark V cost $400 to $700 depending on caliber and condition. They were quality rifles, but not particularly expensive. Supply existed. Prices seemed stable. Few people recognized future value. A vintage Weatherby Mark V in good condition sells for $1,200 to $2,000 today. Excellent examples command $2,000 to $3,500. The premium Weatherby Mark V models exceed $4,000. First-year production rifles bring the highest premiums. The transformation in value is undeniable. The Magnum cartridges gave these rifles fame. Weatherby developed unique cartridges like the .257 Weatherby Magnum and .300 Weatherby Magnum. These became legendary for accuracy and power. Hunters trusted Weatherby rifles for dangerous game. The reputation built demand among collectors. Early production examples are most valuable. Rifles manufactured in the 1950s and 1960s command the highest prices. Later production brings less, but still appreciates steadily. Hand finishing on early examples gives them character and value that later mass-produced versions cannot match. Weatherby's distinctive stock design is iconic. The high comb and angular appearance set them apart from other rifles. Collectors recognize Weatherby silhouettes immediately. The aesthetic appeal drives demand independently from function. Condition is paramount. Original finishes must be preserved. Weatherby's distinctive blue stands out. Examples with original finishes command serious premiums. Refinished rifles lose value quickly even if they function perfectly. Rare calibers bring premiums.